All right, okay. Topic for today, how the struggle can make you rich. So when things get tough, you don't have to sell out and switch. Just keep on moving, keep on grooving, keep on pursuing things you're trying to be doing. Preview what I gotta talk about for today. What I gotta say is how challenges and pain lead to success. How pain and suffering shows people that they can be extremely successful. Why criticism can be a sign that you're on the right path and success is right around the corner. Why successful people seek out pain, seek out discomfort, and how pain and struggle in life can cause you to be more mentally aware so you can stare down these obstacles and not have to back down like a follicle that means too small. Stand tall through it all. So if this seems interesting to you, you know what you gotta do. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button, the bell notification, so you can stay in tune to everything new with the station. No regulations, cause it's YouTube, so I ain't got no sponsors that tell me how I can and can't move. All I worry about is how I can self-improve and make these videos better every day, provide more value to the people with what I got to say. So getting into the topic with no delay. First thing I want to talk about today is how challenges and pain lead to success. How this can really make you your best. So yeah, I've spent many years studying successful and rich people. And one thing that a lot of them seem to have in common is at some point in their life, which was usually right before a big turning point, they went through a great deal of struggle, perseverance, and many went through some kind of defining adversity, which caused them to become stronger as a person, right? Like a lot of people, you don't hear about the ones that gave up. You don't hear about the ones that sold out. You don't hear about the ones that stayed in the drought with the negative mindset. Felt like it just wasn't their time yet. You only heard about the ones that pushed through, the ones who felt like that they had something real to do. So yeah, I found out, a lot of very successful people had very few resources when they grew up, and this motivated them to make a lot of money when they became an adult, basically. So that's looking into another thing. I mean, the success rate of second generation businesses, which are, businesses who were handed down from somebody who was self-made to, somebody who wasn't, basically, have a very high failure rate. Really, the people who are self-made, the people who came from the struggle, are the ones who become the most successful, are the ones who just understand how to keep on pushing through that, understand how to have the right mindset to make a success a reality. And, these people never give up on personal development, because that's really huge, right? Like, you always got to be trying to improve. Personal development is something a lot of people don't see. A lot of people stop after they reach like 18 or after college, because after that, they're just trying to get a job and then be like, I don't have a word for that, but it's all right. So just, a lot of these very successful people, they don't hold grudges or blame other people for their situations, right? Like, a lot of people go through a lot of things in life, but when they blame other people, instead of looking at what they could have done to cause what had happened, what they could do to make things better, to get out of their situation, instead they choose to blame other people. Whether it's like a certain race, whether it's a certain religion, whether it's a certain person from a certain part of the world, whatever it is, whether it's like a government. It's very easy to just, instead of trying to improve yourself and make your situation better, to just go ahead and like blame somebody else and just stay mad and stay angry, and then let that fuel you to keep on living the life that you're living. So, these successful people were more likely to take risks and get what they want because they see the importance of improving their situation. right? They don't have any hesitation to move forward. They know that they got to explore what's coming up in life, and everything is good and everything can be nice. But so getting into the next thing is how pain and suffering shows people that they can be extremely successful. And really, the more pain and suffering a person goes through and survives, the more that they know they're capable of, right? The more a person hides from the growth, from the challenges, the more they're gonna be just moving through mediocrity. So the more I can see is what I gotta do is just keep pushing through any kind of struggle, any kind of challenge, and make sure that I understand what the lessons come from it so I can manage to grow and to provide value. So when an entrepreneur builds a fortune and then loses it, they always say that it was a lot quicker and easier to rebuild what they lost the first time. And they usually even become more successful through that. And most of the successful people and entrepreneurs that I've studied have, made over $1 million with some business that they started, and then had some random thing happen that they've lost everything. And sometimes it has no fault of their own, but it happens. But then, these people would have never been in the books that I read about, would have never even been on my radar had they given up at that point. Had they thought that, oh, well, this just isn't for me, that's not who I'm supposed to be, and then they went and got a job or something like that. So what they did was they just built it back. They just went back to what they knew, the lessons that they learned, so how they could improve, and then they just kept on going through. So just like when an athlete pushes their body past what they thought was possible, they realize that they can become stronger than they previously knew. And this is a common theme behind many of the best athletes in their sports. So, it goes for physical and mental. But as you can see, if your mentality controls your physically, but as you can see, if the mental controls the physical, if you don't even believe something is possible, but your body could do it anyway, you're not going to do it. You've got to get the mental control first so that everything else can come then. So now I want to talk about why criticism can be a huge sign of success, or that success is right around the corner. So many of the most successful people receive the most criticism. Look at the people who are the best at what they do. They're criticized way more than me and you. They're criticized way more than somebody who's just, doing what they got to do to get by, doing what they are told, doing, what they think they're supposed to do. It's the people who build their own lives. It's the people who set the trends. These are the people who receive the most criticism in the end, but they're also the best. And what I found is that criticism doesn't get them down. Criticism is motivation. So successful people are able to use criticism and doubt as a source of motivation, right? They don't let the hating bother them. They just see it as a way to improve, a way to move through all the doubt and the fear that other people have. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is pretty much the people who live boring lives are usually the ones who criticize successful people the most, right? Like, I don't see a lot of successful people criticizing other successful people. I see mediocrity. I see mediocre. I see regular, everyday people that have the most criticizing, most negative mindset towards successful people, right? What they could be doing wrong, what they could be doing right. But what successful people are focused on is their own selves, and they're criticizing their own selves in a constructive way so that they can become more productive for the next day. So this leads into why successful people look for pain, right? A form of mental pain comes from doing things that you don't want to do that will make you better. So a lot of people, they avoid the things that really can make them stronger. And they might have mastered something already and they just stick to that. And I mean, in a way, that's good, if you're doing something you enjoy and everything like that. But what I found is that the most successful people, they can't stand just being in the same, place. Like, they got to keep on proving. They got to keep improving. They got to keep on moving. when a person pushes themselves to do something that brings pain, they're gonna become stronger. So once you understand this mindset that you can become more successful by doing things that make you uncomfortable, by doing things that make you, feel the pain, like by doing things that make you see yourself in areas that you don't really want to look at, by improving, by not putting blame on other people, by understanding that you pretty much are responsible for everything that happens in your life. A successful person knows that they need to find the areas in life that bring the most pain and push to conquer their fears, and they will be able to do the things that used to cause pain with no pain in the future. And then they can find other areas that they would have never even knew existed to conquer, that they never could have found if they never went down the path of finding the pain and not making it last. So what you might find, even in, the mind and the body too, is like, look at an injury, right? Like someone might have a knee injury, okay? And what's kind of like the solution that most people do today is they don't really look into why they got that injury in the first place, what they're doing on a daily basis that is making this injury. What they do is they would go to a doctor. The doctor might say, oh, well, I'm not gonna, waste the time to figure out what caused this. We're just gonna give you a surgery. Well, that's pretty much the easy way out, right? Because this person will get this surgery, they'll get like a knee replacement or something like that, or a hip replacement. But at the end of the day, they might not know that it's like an old ankle injury that's causing that knee injury. But if they had actually taken the time to examine their life, see what they're doing, how they're moving, that is causing that, work on doing physical therapy to fix the knee injury, then they realize, okay, well, now that the pain is gone in my knee, I can see that I have pain in my ankle. And if I had never got rid of that pain in my knee, I never would have understood that there was actually pain in my ankle. So then once they get rid of that pain in their ankle, then that's gonna fix the future pain in the knee that's gonna come back. That surgery is not gonna fix. That's just gonna be a short-term thing. So anyways, that's just kind of a metaphor to explain the mental side of things too, because a lot of people think that there's things that they just can't do. It's too tough for them, even though it's part of the path that they need to be and part of the person that they need to see. But, they're just looking for the quick fix that society's too quick to, deliver to them. So looking into how pain and struggle causes you to become more mentally aware, more conscious, more focused. And this is really something that successful people all have in common. They're very focused. They're very much able to enter a flow state of doing what they enjoy to provide value to other people, right? It's not about like being able to sit in their office for 8 hours a day and concentrate on their work that someone else needs them to do, right? It's not about that. It's being able to do something you enjoy that really puts you in a state that you can just be 100% focused and concentrated on without effort because you enjoy it so much. And really, when you're providing value to other people with that, it just like magnifies the amount of gratitude and the amount of really gratification that you get from it. So people who conquer pain know themselves better. It's just the way it goes. They become more aware of how they handle adversity or limitations and how to overcome these limitations. So that's really about it for what I got for today. Hope you got some value out of what I had to say. Keep on bringing new educational content with no delay. Mindset is the most important thing today, even more than the work that you do. So be aware of what you pursue, what you focus on, your thoughts, your speech, your actions. So thanks for watching. Go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and comment. Go ahead and subscribe. That's it for today.